And now on Who's Views, it's time to divert power from the warp engines to beam up for the 60th anniversary of Star Trek.
Yeah, here we are, everybody. Nice to see you all. Here we are for part 2 of our celebrations of Star Trek's 60th anniversary. I'm here with Paul, I'm here with Lex, I'm here with Lee, and I'm here with Andy. It's nice to see you all, guys. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, because we're going to be getting into what I always term one of the greatest science fiction films in history. But do you agree? Come into the chat.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, and we can hear you.
Okay, so I can hear Lee. I can't hear anyone else.
Oh gosh, Andy's having problems again. Have a look. Have a go at it. It was all right just a few seconds ago before we went live. I don't know what happened there. Before we start everything as well, I want to say thank you to everybody that's joining us in the chat. So thank you so much, everybody. It's good to see you all. I want to say thanks to Cool and Dry's with us, everybody. Mark's with us. JT, great show yesterday. Thank you very much. YouTube is fun and a great entertainment, but once in a while, something meaningful happens. Thank you for letting us be part of it. Now eat something so your mum won't worry. I'm sure she won't, I'm sure. I'm just sure it's going to be fine. It'll be fine. But thank you for that, for Mark. Got technical issues with the guys. I'm sure they'll be back. Great to see you all, everybody. But yes, let's crack on, because we are here to talk about, of course, the legendary film, a big legendary science fiction film here. And it's all about one of the biggest dictators in science fiction history, isn't it? And it's Khan. It's Khan. And I don't mean the guy that's running London at the moment. No, I don't mean that one. I mean this fella here. This fella here by Ricardo Montalban. This is the title role. This is the Wrath of Khan, and he's the one that we're going to be looking at tonight, everybody. I think everybody's back with us now, so let's crack on as we look at this. Also, before we start, guys, I want to thank Stephen Braddock for sending this piece of art for us. Thank you for this, Stephen.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's
great.
lovely. That's really nice.
Yeah, so really enjoyed that. So thank you, Steve, for sending that to us. Obviously showing Captain Kirk, or Admiral Kirk, as he is still in this film, with Khan as well. So thank you for that, fella. And as we get into this, let's go then, everybody. Coels, this is our DDR review of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, which was released in the United States of America and Canada on June the 4th, 1982. Here in the UK on July the 16th, 1982. And in Ireland on July the 23rd, 1982. Yes, those were the days where we had to wait just that little bit longer for films. They don't tend to do it these days. The story was by Jack B. Sowards and Harve Bennett, and the screenplay was by Jack B. Sowards, directed by Nicholas Meyer, and executive produced by Harve Bennett, who's the modern, the modern day equivalent would be a showrunner, really, wouldn't it, for Harve Bennett? But that's the sort of thing he was doing. Produced by Robert Sallin. Now, everybody, this was unlike the first film, the motion picture, which was okay, but this was what they call a box office smash, everybody. It set a first day box office record over on the other side of the pond for that time. It had a budget of $12 million and was a massive success because it took in $97 million at the box office. Ooh. Now, that's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. It's 1982, everybody. That's just huge. It was also, unlike its predecessor, this was also a smash with the critics, who one of them said, now that's more like it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this. Who wants to start off with a favorite moment or what have you?
Where do you begin? On you go.
Because one of my favourite moments, and I only appreciate it this time round, being of a certain age, is when Bones gives Kirk his reading glasses. That was brilliant. I love that. And I can relate to that now as well, which is fantastic, I have to say.
Again, it's a lovely scene, isn't it? Really, for me, the Wrath of Khan. Even as I remember going to see this at the pictures at 12 years old, and being so impressed with it and so excited and really into it. Absolutely brilliant. I was so excited when it eventually came out on VHS, and we got it from Blockbuster. You know, we had to rent it out.
Did you rent it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We couldn't afford to buy them in those days. Could we, Paul? No. So we rented it out. But to this day, I am just so impressed with the amount of scenes which is just good characterization and good acting and tight direction. It's just packed full of beautiful moments, the entire film, isn't it?
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. I watched it for the first time in a long time today. Not quite sure what I remembered of it and what to expect, but it was much better than I was anticipating.
And with ILM being involved, have they stayed right to the budget as well?
Well, yeah. Even if they didn't, they got it all back. And then some.
Yeah.
John Mason is saying, trouble is, JT, it's not a sci-fi film. It's a space fantasy action film. The motion picture is sci-fi, but it's still a great film. However, there's John. There's John being really bad.
Sorry, controversial. Right from the start. I think he's spot on. Motion picture was high concept. This was like an extended TV movie. And I'm not saying that in a bad way.
I was going to say, that's not a bad thing. That's
not a bad thing at all. Yeah. You get it right, it doesn't matter.
No.
But the director said it was homeblower in space.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he left all these Easter eggs, the director, in the film, of all the books they liked as a kid.
Yeah, fair enough. The plane boss, the plane, says Johnny the Cabbage. That's the wrong show.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
You maybe explain that for some of the younger viewers, JT, and what that reference is.
Yeah, Ricardo Montalban, who was playing Khan at the time in this film at the time, was also doing a thing called Fantasy Island, which was a massive smash hit. And it went for God knows how many years. I wasn't a big favorite of it, actually, because it was the same thing every week. I caught on to that very, very quickly.
Someone's dream, that was basically wasn't it?
Somebody's dream, Fantasy Island. But he was the big guru, the big manager, the big boss of this island. And when they came to him as he was filming this, or in between seasons, they said, do you want to do Star Trek? He thought they were joking, apparently, originally. Like, well, how did I do that before? Hi all, says Funky. Sorry, I'm slightly late, but someone was holding up the damn lift. Yeah, I love that. That's clever, Funky. I see what you did there. Steve Braddock with us saying it's a superb sequel to Space Seed.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's actually very brave, isn't it, to do that? Because this is Space Seed was seen 20 years before or something like that, and then suddenly you've got a big motion picture. Which is a sequel to an episode, but you don't. I mean, I'd never seen Space Seed as a boy, as a 12-year-old when I saw this film. You didn't need to have seen it. All you knew is that this was the previous adventure. Doesn't matter. This guy's out to get Kirk. That's it.
Well, they set it up beautifully. That bit when Chekhov is on the planet and they're in that unit and they see the beastie and all that kind of stuff, and he just realizes he's Botany Bay, and then the penny drops. And that's a lovely moment of realization for the audience and for him at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh crap, we're in trouble now, which is lovely.
Plays it quite well.
We've got to get out of here quick, he said.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, and Shatner plays it beautifully. I'm gonna be really giving a lot of love towards William Shatner in this show, I can tell you. PT Music, hi JT, Paul and Ian. Ian's not with us. But anyway, hope you're good. Before you start the review of The Wrath of Khan, best Star Trek movie by far, I've just got in from the epic Elvis Presley in concert movie. You have to go. It's amazing. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, mate. That's really good, isn't it? If it comes around my way, I certainly will be going to see it. Dom goes with us. Hello, Domgo. And thank you, PTA, for this super chat. Sorry for being a party pooper, but First Contact and the motion picture knocks the spots off Khan.
More controversy.
Ooh, I love it like that. I love a bit of controversy. Oh, that's exciting. First Contact and the motion picture. Well, you knew from our last show that we did for the motion picture, you know that we've got love for the motion picture there. But First Contact... Yeah, well, we haven't got to that yet. Well, let's see what we make of that. But thanks for that, PTA. Oh, I love a bit of things like that. Hayden is with us. Hello, Hayden. Ricardo's delivery is so spine-tingling when he gives his speech to Kirk and company. Yeah.
He's a great villain in this. He really is. And I saw a little video of him on YouTube, an interview with him talking about going back to playing it, and he couldn't remember how to play it and all that kind of stuff, and then he nailed it, and he really has. So if you compare it to his performance in The Space Seed, you can really see he's followed on from that. You know,
he had to watch Space Seed over and over again because the story was when he went on set for the first time, he said, "I sound like Mr. Rourke on Fantasy Island." So he had to get rid of Mr. Rourke for a while because he was having a break from the TV show, and he said, "Watch it again and again," and he became Khan again. So.
Does anyone know how old Ricardo Montalban is in this movie? Because he's really buff, isn't he? He's really worked out. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
50s. I think in his late 50s, wasn't he?
Really?
I think
so, he looks about that. I didn't look it up, but I would say it's about right.
But he looks good for his age, then. I'll tell you what.
Absolutely fantastic, yeah.
See, that's wearing fake bosoms.
Well, apparently not. Apparently, fandom, they've been asking for this for years and years and years, and the producers, Harv Bennett and everybody, came out and said, "No, that was his real chest. What's the big deal?"
He had the six pack. He had the six pack.
Good for him. Yeah,
very fit man. Very fit man.
Yeah.
John Roberts, good to see you. I love the Wrath of Khan, but the big bugbear for me was that all of Khan's crew were younger than him, but in Space Seed, they were all the same age as him. That is a good point, isn't it? That's a very good point.
They're the offspring of his original crew, and the one of them's his son.
The one who dies is the son, is that right?
It's the son,
I will avenge you.
Yeah.
He was not credited in the movie, apparently.
No,
he's not credited. Apparently, his agent wanted him to be in the top billing, so he had a bit of a fallout with the studio, so they left his name off the credits altogether.
But he got a big career from that afterwards because he went into like V and other things. So he went.
I thought
big
I recognised
after
him.
that.
From V, of course.
Yeah. In the last episode,
yeah.
Very good. We've also got this one from Dirty Davros, who's joining us, saying Harv Bennett was from TV Productions and he saved the franchise. Absolutely took it a different way, didn't he? And I think there's a good. That's a good point. You know, you could actually say he actually did because he revived it in this film, didn't he? It wasn't.
Yeah.
I also read that apparently did Harv Bennett actually, when he was devising sort of plot line for movies, he'd watched all 79 episodes of Star Trek to get into it, and this is one that really stuck in his mind, his imagination, and he thought it's a great way to follow on, and from that episode.
Yeah, he stopped the reel when he watched that and said, "That's the one."
Yeah,
Space Seed. It was left open with an open ending, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. It was Harv Bennett that also brought in the feel. I mean, the tone from this film compared to the motion picture. This is the tone that sets the scene for every single Star Trek project that follows. I'm also including things like The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. Can't really comment on the modern crap because I don't look at it. But this set the scene, didn't it? Because this was always referred to. This look, this tone. The fact it was more naval in a sense.
They've also got the humor right for this one as well, don't you think? The humor's spot on. There's some great lines in this, and they've really built the relationships up better than they were in the previous movie, I think, back to where they were in the TV show. I think, if that makes sense.
Well,
Rafa Khan was a lot easier.
Yeah.
Rafa Khan was a soft reboot to the franchise because they needed that soft reboot.
Well, they needed to do something. I mean, Paramount knew that they had something there, didn't they?
Yeah.
So this was really delivering for them to give them a budget of $12 million and for it to bring in $97 million.
That's incredible.
I mean, goodness me, they must have just gone, "Oh wow, that's it. That's it." This is how we carry on now.
Yeah. Harv Bennett, when he got the job, he said, "I can make 5 movies for $12 million."
Yeah.
TV movies, though,
Didn't he do the $6 million Man? He produced that as well.
Yes, he did. He was from television.
Well, that was we worked with it. Kenneth Johnston on that, who did kind of a hulking about women, all that kind of I think as well. And he did V as well. He did V, didn't he? I think.
He was involved in. Yeah. I want to just say thanks to this comment from Hayden, who's saying to us, "Can we just have a moment?" And sorry to be a Debbie Downer. No, it's not Debbie Downing at all. But the soundtrack by the great James Horner, who, like John Dever, was taken from us too soon. I'm glad you've mentioned that. Dom goes also saying, yes, you can hear the soundtrack to Aliens in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to talk about this. I mean, this soundtrack is incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
And James Horner, again, he brings in an element that is now recognizably Star Trek, but at the time must have been quite fresh. But there is this whole element of, for me, it does remind me very much of a nautical theme in a sense. It's action, it's fast, it's mysterious, it's quite spooky in parts, it's sad at other parts, of course. But what a job he does on this. It's absolutely incredible.
It had an Errol Flynn vibe as well, the music as well. You know, the Errol Flynn movies. Very in that time period. And they needed someone not famous to be a composer because they had to stay in budget as well.
Yeah.
I thought the opening theme is very similar to the original show, whereas in the first movie that felt very Next Generation, obviously in hindsight, obviously, but but it harkens back to the original theme, doesn't it? This soundtrack
gives you chills a little bit.
Yeah,
he had a part as an extra. Actually, I think when I looked
at
the credits,
he did,
uncredited extra.
Yeah, in uniform on the Enterprise.
I'm going to dive out and dive back in, guys, because I can't hear JT at all.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Oh, goodness me! Everybody's having technical issues tonight. Is there something going on with the weather or something?
That's what happened to me. And when I dipped out, I was having trouble. I couldn't hear you, so I had to come out again.
Goodness me! Well, we'll carry on because Lee's obviously having technical issues as well. We're live. Can you tell everybody this is live coming to you? But I love the theme for this, and you know you can now get it. I never had the soundtrack to this on vinyl, but you can now get it, of course, off the Tube of Who and all this sort of stuff, and you can listen to it all the time. And I often find myself, because I love soundtracks, as a lot of you will know, I absolutely love soundtracks, and this is one of the ones I'll go to because it's just brilliant. I absolutely love this, and it just sets the scene for the whole film for me, because he just goes with it all completely and utterly brilliantly. You know, and it's a case of like, okay, well, I don't know, it's just so energetic. He just gets it so right, the whole thing. It's so right.
I think it helps with the pacing of it as well. Kind of the pacing of this movie is much pacier, much more energetic, like you're saying. I think that really helps it as well.
Faster editing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that the music helps to push the story along, because the soundtrack to me is incredibly important, and it really is part of the film, you know, and part of the story. It's just a genius, James Horner on this. Absolutely fantastic soundtrack. Funky, thank you for your super chat. I was doing research before, and the original UK release was cut by 6 seconds because of the ear slugs. Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not surprised, because that bit is gross, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's horrible. Yeah.
I remember that being quite scary when I watched it back in the 80s.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even just a bit under the sand.
Yes.
When it's just doing that. Yeah.
I remember when the sand is doing that. You know, I remember being very impressed by this, thinking this is good. What's in it? And when you see what it is, that crabby slug thing, and I just thought that's brilliant.
A bit like Tremors came a few years afterwards.
But the horror about it was they put it in their ears, and that I couldn't stand. I still don't like it today. Like, oh no,
and then the worst bit is when it comes out of Chekhov's ear, although it looks like Chekhov's got plastic ears. But anyway, it's kind of, when it comes out, that's gross. But it's really satisfying when Kirk shoots it. That's brilliant. It's really good.
Yeah. But I like the bit where he can't puts it in and puts the helmets on them, so they can't take the helmets off.
Yeah.
So it gives you. What I like about the film is it starts lighter and then slowly goes darker. So it's not like going dark straight away. So it builds up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Got a lot of love in the chat for the work of James Horner as part of the soundtrack for Star Trek 2. Horner's work was masterful, says Dirty Davros. Afterwards, the Trek production team couldn't afford to do any more film. So what? Afterwards.
Yeah.
These things change. Afterwards, the Trek production team couldn't afford him to do any more film. Well, no, because he got big, didn't he? He got huge. So good for him. You know, a lot of work there. Sadeko24, good to see you, my friend. I must admit, since seeing the director's cut, I do think the theatrical edit is inferior.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of people actually say that. Lex, you've got the director's cut, haven't you? You watched it this afternoon.
Yeah, I've got both versions on 4K. You can press on the bonus features for the theatrical and directors.
What's the main difference then, Les?
There's the US cut. There's about 6 or 7 minutes more footage in it.
No.
Okay.
Sadeko was saying that Gene Roddenberry had problems with Kirk shooting the eel. I don't know why, it deserved it. And Alphabet Cat is saying, I think the original theatrical release was cut to get an A certificate, if you're an audience.
Yes.
That. Mainly, I think it was the city eel coming out of people's ears. Oh! Also saying, I think they trimmed the scene somewhat. There you go. What were the what do you call it? The certificates, Lex?
Well, back in '82, they didn't have a 12 certificate then, so it was an A rating at the time. And in '84, they changed it for Temple of Doom for Indiana Jones because they were going to give that a 15. So when Wrath of Khan was out, it was an A rating here, and it was a PG in America.
Oh, no, right there.
That's the only time he had the A rating, and then it became a 12 certificate. And on video, it was a 15, the director's cut, and then eventually a 12.
Hayden is saying to us, during the filming of The Wrath of Khan, there was a fire on the Paramount lot, and William Shatner helped put out the fire before it got to the Wrath of Khan set. That's a lovely story as well, that wasn't it? Was that this one, or was it 3?
Startrek 3, it was.
Oh, it's a great story, though.
Because
he's committed to T.J. Hooker, and he couldn't afford to get the Star Trek.
It's a comical story.
It was all personal, yeah.
Get that bloody thing out! I love that. What a class act Mr. Shatner really is. A lot of love coming for him, I tell you.
Campfire stories with William.
Yeah. Thank you for this, Mark. Thank you for your super chat. Hi, JT. What I like is that both main protagonists were both undone by arrogance at different points in the film. One learned and the other failed.
Yeah.
Very true, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible. The characterization in this film, as I pointed out, it actually starts from the very beginning. Paul, you were saying before we came on live that you like this beginning because it takes you out of the action a little bit, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, you think when you see the opening of it, and I'd forgotten it was a simulation, and you think, oh, this is a real situation, and oh my God, all the characters are getting bumped off. What's happening? And it seems a bit of foreshadowing to what comes at the end. Spoilers, but which was really shocking at the time. Really was.
Yeah, it was.
But then I'd forgotten it. And then just before Kirk walks in and talks about the simulation, etc., and all that, I just twigged in my memory that's what it was. But I thought that's a brilliant opening to it.
Yeah.
It really sets up what's coming next, and it was very clever and very funny as well.
It's funny when in that scene when he says, "Open the doors, put the lights on," and then McCoy goes, "How was my performance?" And
he says, "I'm not a drama critic." Yeah,
you can tell Kirk is a bit broken because he's not. He's back on the office desk again, isn't he?
Yeah,
and he's not the same
Spock
man.
says that to him, doesn't it? You should have accepted being an admiral just instead of captain.
Yeah, and then McCoy says the same thing to him. I mean, it's that. It continues from the motion picture, doesn't it? Kirk has made it to admiral, and we know he's not that happy about it. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And this one, he's really feeling it, isn't he? He's going through what I term a midlife crisis here. There's absolutely, he's not happy at all. And all he wants to do is get back in that chair on the bridge on the Enterprise. And it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And there's two beautiful scenes. That one you've just mentioned where Spock is just being Spock, and says that. But the other one I love is on Kirk's birthday where McCoy goes to his house, his flat.
He's got a great flat. He really has.
Great fireplace.
Great view. Must have cost a fortune. But you've got the Romulan ale, and he's got the glasses, and that's all done. And it illustrates what I was saying before. It's a beautiful character point between these two men. There is a friendship there. They can talk to each other in a way that only really, really long-standing friends can because they know each other.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, "Why are we treating your birthday like a funeral?" And he's really trying to get in there as his doctor and his friend. He's trying to get in there to say, you need me because you need psychoanalyzing. You need to talk about. It's just beautifully played again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny that he does a U-turn round from the first movie into the second one. He's tell them now. He said, get back in command or you turn into like some of these antiques.
Yeah, part of this collection. Yeah.
It's not so either, is it? It's done really tactfully within the film narrative.
But the whole thing about I think all this with the beautiful characterizations. Harv Bennett has gone on record that saying that to him quite rightly. The whole thing about Star Trek, it was Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
The Trinity.
Yes, and that's correct, isn't it? That's wonderful. Really, no disrespect to the others at all, but it is. And this really comes out in the Wrath of Khan more than it did in the previous film. Here they are, the three of them are together. They are incredible friends, even McCoy and Spock. There is that connection between the two of them, and that's what's making their relationship funny. But it's just the whole thing is beautiful in my eyes. It works. It absolutely works, and it takes you on this journey. And you don't really understand that you're being shifted really in this film from Earth to out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It moves very, very quickly. It sets up the whole franchise, really.
Yeah.
I was going to say the pacing on this film is such a departure from the slow motion picture. It picks everything up as you say, Andy. It takes you along at speed. It takes you along. You feel as if you're on a ride right from the very start. It's that slow pace, and we were saying before, Kirk and McCoy are in his apartment, and it's like trying to decide what's going on, and then all of a sudden he is back in the saddle. Doesn't want to be back in the saddle.
No.
If you look at that conversation he had with Spock in Spock's quarters, and Spock comes with, I think, which just a fantastic line, which is, "I have no ego to bruise." It's like, and I think that actually echoes very much the way that they were in real life. You know what I mean? If you look at the highs and lows that they'd had. But I think you're quite right. And from there, it just goes at the same pace right the way through the movies, 2, 3, 4. And it slows down again a little bit in Star Trek 5. But you can tell this is very much taking us on a ride that's going somewhere that doesn't end in this film. And whether that was deliberate at the time, or it's just because now we're looking back in hindsight and we can see that pacing continues through. It was so well done by Harv Bennett in there to flip it back in. And I think what you said at the original was, this seems like a feature-length TV film. And at the heart, that's what Star Trek is. It's great to see it on the big screen. It's a TV property. And I think as long as it's viewed in that, it will always bring out the best of what it is.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's a good point. We were saying, Lee, as well, that this was a brave move in a sense as well, to be doing a sequel to a television episode that had been seen 20 years before, and probably not by everyone, but you don't need to have seen Space Seed. And it's just magical and very clever how this has been written, by the fact that, you've got the classic example, you've got the goodie and you've got the baddie. That's all you need to know at the end of the day.
You're quite right, JT. And again, I'm sorry, for some strange reason, my router just completely died, so I've had to run down the stairs and put a spare router in. So one of those things that happens on Saturday night.
Yeah,
who's got a spare router? Well done to you.
I have lots of things behind this curtain which you don't want to know about routers and lots of issues. But no, I mean, it's perfectly done because, as you said, although Star Trek had been back in syndication and everything else, this was really, for me, it was the first Star Trek film you could dip into without any prior knowledge. And it was because of that setup that they had when the Reliant went to SETI Alpha 5. You know what I mean? And as we say, you see that setup with the bot in the bay and everything else, which I think is fantastic. And I don't know if you covered it, obviously, when Chekhov does the scene setting, essentially, speaking about Khan. Chekhov wasn't there in the original episode.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
I wondered that because Khan recognizes him, and I thought, I barely remember the first episode. Did they actually have a scene together?
They did. No. They've retconned it now to say that he was.
It was in
behind the scenes. Like he was a crewman then. He wasn't a ensign then. Right. So he said, "I remember you on the Enterprise."
I mean, that's something that I've sort of put into my head, and then other Star Trek fans that I've had over the years have said the same thing. They were on a 5-year mission, so it must have been on the Enterprise at some point, because it must have been around at that particular point. I think it's lovely though that you can gloss over that and you can move on with it, quite frankly, and just accept it. Domgo is saying to us, McCoy ends up being the glue that holds the Genesis trilogy together. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gets to play a very important part from this
definitely.
this film onwards.
He's got some great lines as well. I mean, that's all that tickles me is when Kirstie Alley is going to take the Enterprise out for the first time, and he's there with Kirk. And he says, "Do you want a tranquilizer?" It's like, it's brilliant, lovely.
Again, it's brilliant because the humor is there in the right places.
Yeah,
because this is an action film, isn't it? Really, it's great, and I hope John Mason doesn't mind me saying that one about this. But it's an action film as well, and it's thriller.
The humor doesn't distract.
Yeah, but it's because it's in the right place, Andy, and it's beautifully done. And again, it's played fantastically. It really is fantastic.
It's like the other bit as well when McCoy said, "What about the rest of the inspection?" He said, "Later."
Yeah. You mentioned her there, and Hayden's mentioned her as well. One of the sad things about this was Kirstie Alley, who was brilliant as Saavik and was never to return to the role. I mean, we've got to mention her because she is wonderful in this, isn't she?
Yes.
Just gets it down pat. I love the way as well that the real diehard Trekkies have put all this big, massive backstory in for Saavik now, and the fact that there's a scene towards the end where she shows emotion, which the Vulcans wouldn't do, of course.
Yeah,
but she does. So there's this whole theory that she's half Romulan. Which is amazing. I love the way they put all these things together. And then I hear about
that'll explain the ears then.
I made a note of that actually, JT, because I did some research online this afternoon, and apparently there was something in the script about it being half Romulan, but it didn't come out in the movie.
There's a deleted scene, but it's in poor quality on YouTube. It's on there.
Okay. Yeah, and of course, Lee, Leonard Nimoy, who was consulted about this at one point, said, it doesn't matter. This is what's very interesting about this particular Vulcan. Wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. But Lee, Kirstie Alley making her debut here. Wow.
It was superb. Absolutely superb. But it's interesting, and you touch on the fact that, she was given that half Romulan story, is it not? Because if you look in Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, when they brought in the new Vulcan, it's played by Kim Cattrall, that was originally going to be Lieutenant Saavik.
Right.
And of course, in Star Trek 6, that character that Kim Cattrall plays, and the name escapes me for a second, is actually the one that betrays the Vulcans and the sides with Klingons and the Romulans in that, which I just think is genius now that obviously that's come back and been highlighted in there. But again, they did go back, they did speak to her to take up the role again in Star Trek 3, which she couldn't do because she was committed to Cheers, another Paramount production at the time. And it was actually Paramount Television that said she can't go and do the role.
Oh, that's a shame. Isn't that a shame? Because I'm sure she would have loved to.
Oh, she would have been great.
I thought she would have been doing Cheers at that point. But I read somewhere else that would talk about she didn't get asked back because she asked for more money to come back. But I don't know if that always happens. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Well, agents will always try it on, won't they?
Yeah.
But when you're getting to be one of the stars of a huge show like Cheers, she probably did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And good for her if she did. Well, we might not know. PT Muzak saying to us, the writing knocks the socks off today's writers, with very few exceptions. Yeah, well, they've tried to rewrite this one, haven't they? But with more of that in the future, I guess. And we've also got Sadeko saying to us, I think most Trek films work well enough for the first-time viewers. Search for Spock is probably the only one that needs the viewer to have watched the previous film. Hayden is saying to us, if they had not done the negotiations right, this would have been Leonard Nimoy's last film. Absolutely, we'll come to that. And we've also got a super chat from Funky saying, elephant in the room, what did Chekhov do to annoy Khan so much that he remembers him 15 years later, only just below Kirk?
Probably didn't like his face.
Maybe, yeah.
It's a good
I like that scene where he lifts him up and goes,
oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Shows his super strength, doesn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah. It's a fantastic scene, but it's a good question that. Thanks for that fucking... Oh dear. The PVFS is saying this is the only real nitpick I have. What the thing with Chekhov? Okay, fair enough.
You can forgive it, really, can't you? To be honest, it's just for the narrative, isn't it? Yeah.
I can. Steve Braddock saying to us as well. Hope you mate. All right, mate. Wrath of Khan is a film about life, loss, feeling old, and then feeling young. It's a very human story, isn't it?
It's a redemption. It's a redemption film.
For whom?
For Kirk, because he's feeling old, and then he finds out about, spoilers, his son David, and then he feels young. He feels young at the end.
Oh no,
he feels young at the end. So there's a bit of a redemption story for Kirk.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying because he's totally different again in 3. Isn't he? Sort of, we'll come
he's more relaxed Kirk again in the intro, so that's what
he's got something to go for. But it's all because of what happens in this one as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Here with Sadeko saying that according to the novelization, Chekhov had a crush on a Lieutenant MacGyver's and cried for weeks when she left with Khan instead.
Interesting.
Now that would make sense as to why Khan remembered him.
You took my lady.
Yeah.
Very good. Fair. Yeah, I like that, Sadeko. Thank you very much. Gosh, that's made me wonder now. Anyway, I've gone off track now thinking about that. I think that makes perfect sense. I'm having that. Thank you very much, Sadeko. Yeah, so we've talked about the tone of the film. We have to talk about the look of the film as well, because Lee, when you were having your technical issues, I was saying that this is the film now which sets the precedent for absolutely everything that's come afterwards. And I'm also talking not just the films, but I'm also talking Next Gen, I'm talking DS9, I'm talking Voyager. I can't speak about the new stuff, but it's there. This is the one which has influenced it. That whole thing of setting up a sort of navy for the Federation. And everything's based around that, isn't it? But it just feels... Khan actually says it himself. We're all one big happy fleet. That's here.
That is, and this is where it says. But again, I think because, and you guys have already touched on it, Lex, I think it was yourself, said this was essentially a soft reboot. This was the way that they were introducing Star Trek to a whole new audience that hadn't been able to engage with it the first time round. This was when the dads were taking their sons to the movies to experience what they did going through. You know what I mean? So this was a way of introducing it to essentially, because this was their first Star Trek film of the 1980s. And I think what Star Trek's always been very good at is, although it's in the future, it mirrors a lot of the stuff that's going on in society and in the time of which the piece is being done. So I think very much that militarization of a kind to it that was going on across the globe at that time was reflected in this. And I think as well that comes across in the narrative between David and Carol when Chekhov comes on and talks about the militarization of the Genesis project and everything else that comes in there. And it harks back to that, I think, in quite a way, very, very subtly, which again, that same set just leads to another one of those great lines in the film, which is that Boy Scout you used to hang about with. And Carol comes in and says many things, but Jim T. Kirk was never. You know what I mean? It was just genius, absolute genius. But no, I think that you're right. You're right, Lex. It was a soft reboot, but as I say, it was a reboot of the time. And I think if you look at every new series that's came from that, it has hung on to those first real Bibles. And I think Harv Bennett probably doesn't get the credit it deserves for this. I think maybe Michael Okuda did reference this later on, but it was really the first time they had a proper what we would now know as a show Bible. You know what I mean? They had notes for the original series, but they didn't have a Bible as such. And you said, JT, obviously, if we were talking about this nowadays, Harv Bennett for those movies was the showrunner.
Yes. Yeah. We know we know about this. So Dirty Davros was pointing out in the chat, because of all this that was coming in, that Roddenberry hated the increase of the military content added in the films. I can sort of understand where he was coming from, because that wasn't his vision for his original creation for Star Trek, was it?
No.
But I can understand why it was built on, because if you look at some of the original series episodes, with hindsight from what they built on, it is actually sort of there. It's just not named. The Federation has these fleets.
It's the United Nations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's if we're looking today, it's NATO. Against the Klingons, the Cold War, this time even in 82, against the Russians. It's all there. But what Star Trek's always, as I said before, always been very good at it is bringing those contemporary themes into the future and making it okay for us to have the conversations about it that we wouldn't necessarily have. I wouldn't turn around and say, well, actually, you know something, those Russians, they're just blah, 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 blank. Whereas you turn around and say those damn dirty Klingons. And again, also it becomes acceptable. But we can use that in everyday analogy. I mean, I'm sure Saturday Night Live back they done something very, very similar, Star Trek spoof-ish, using the same type of thing.
They did a lot of that sort of stuff, didn't they? On Saturday Night Live. There is quite a sinister, lurid look to the film, actually, says Sadeko. The dirty yellow of SETI Alpha 5, the haunted Regular 1 station, the harsh colours of the nebula. You're absolutely right, Sadeko. And that's one of the other reasons I love it, because it's part of that tone. And it's why, for me, the Rothacon is spot on perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I can't. You mentioned Lee, this was the film that dads took their sons to see. My dad took me to see this film when I was 12. And I was blown away by this on the screen. And Sadeko, what I remember is not just the characterizations, not just being thrilled about Kirk, McCoy, and Spock, not just enthralled by the character of Khan as a fantastic baddie, but all the elements you've mentioned there. SETI Alpha 5 was scary. Really well done. That color, wow.
What made it impressive was in the documentary, if you've seen it, they bought these big massive fans. So the actors couldn't hear, and that made it more realistic scene with the sand, with artificial sand they were using. So that's why they had to ad-lib later on their lines.
I absolutely love that. That's fantastic then, isn't it? It's brilliant. Sadeko also saying that the haunted Regular 1 station, such a simple set, but by God, wasn't it scary when the Enterprise got there? I mean,
it was very like Aliens, wasn't it?
Very.
Well, when McCoy walks into the arms, that's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, James Horner's cue there. Because you jump with the music. I remember jumping. I think I jumped into the ceiling at the cinema, to be quite honest. Like, goodness me. I mean, that was just so brilliant. But it's horrific. I look at it now thinking they got away with that because they actually take down the bodies.
Yeah. It's still dark today.
Yeah. Gosh, they showed that. And luckily, McCoy is a doctor, so he knows what he's doing. And it comes out with the lovely doctor thing, doesn't it? They can't have been dead very long.
There's no rigor mortis. Set in. It's like, that's nice. Yeah.
Again, brilliant McCoy thing. So Marie UK saying to was Lieutenant MacGyver's Khan's wife. Not sure that was ever confirmed, but I'm such a nerd. It was confirmed in the film.
It was. He said, "My wife."
Yeah.
Because that sluggy thing we talked about killed her. Ugh.
Yeah.
That sluggy thing.
I like that scene when he shouts and he goes, "You thought this was SETI Alpha 6. This is SETI Alpha 5. He was like really getting angry. And he said, "You weren't expecting me to be here."
Yeah. I love the way that, that scene is played beautifully as the character shows how clever he is.
Oh, yeah.
The intellect, as he keeps saying, because he pieces it together so quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And because Chekhov and the captain are out of their element here, well out of their depth, they confirm everything that he's put together. He's theorizing because they're thick as mints. They can't come up with something to say, we're going to be doing this and with it. It's just brilliant. Absolutely.
What's impressive about that scene is they said to him, when you reveal who you are in the film, he said, "I don't want to do it quickly. I want to do it because he's a super soldier. Reveal it slowly who I am."
Yeah.
And I thought that's still classic film today, doing that scene where he reveals himself slowly, takes the glove off.
Beautiful.
slowly takes off the helmet.
Yeah.
And then Chekhov says Khan. And that's it.
Was Khan a Michael Jackson fan? Because he is from the 90s, isn't he? So I wondered. It's wearing one glove. It's just one glove he's got, isn't it?
And it's quite sparkly.
Yes, as well, yeah. See that Alvin Stardust, one of the two, yeah. So
yeah. I found this whole scene though, guys, even today, when I first saw it, I found it quite spooky. I found it quite scary. The whole setup of it, because of course the set of whatever that is, the tin thing they're in, is so well designed and so well done. It's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And then this is the first time, of course, I'd been introduced to Khan back in 1982, and I immediately knew, oh, this guy's really dangerous because of his intellect and because of the way that we've built. Big strapping fella, you know, that beautiful raspberry voice. I remember. Oh, okay. And now when I watch Star Trek 2 now, those feelings, I get it again every time. I just remember and I think that's the magic of this film, because not all those films do it as you get older, grayer, you know, more bitter, more aware of the world. This one though still gets going. It's still there.
Yeah. It's
what I noticed
scene,
about. Sorry, carry on, Lex.
No, yeah, after you.
I was going to say what struck me watching this again, and like Andy, I've watched it twice, once today and during the week, and I hadn't seen it for ages. But I hadn't realised that neither Khan or Kirk meet face to face. It's all done on a screen.
Isn't it brilliant?
That is superb. That is superb. So well done.
They used the same set when it was Khan scenes. They redressed the set.
Right.
I think it makes it more powerful that they don't meet.
Yeah, yes. I think you're right. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. It's very cleverly done, because you didn't realize, Paul. I bet the audience at the time didn't realize, because they have scenes together, but not together.
Yeah.
It's all done via a screen. It's absolutely incredible. And of course, the actors didn't meet.
No,
you know, there is a picture of them together, but that's because one of them went in on their day off for the staff call.
Because what was so disappointing is normally in Star Trek in the TV show, you get that kind of face off with that wonderful music that they have when they always fight, which I was looking forward to. You know, but don't get that. But
there's a funny story of the scenes with Khan when he was doing his scenes, you know, shouting Kirk you and all this. The one he was doing Kirk's lines was a sweet lady's voice going, "And I've got to stop you, Khan. I've got to get you, Kirk."
Yes, that's what he says. I saw that on the making of, where he has to really try and believe this lovely, beautiful woman who's playing the Kirk with him, and he has to try and. He's very good, though, isn't he?
And she's probably got no emotion in it at all. It's just reading it really badly. Probably.
And he says she was a sweet young lady, and I felt sorry that I had to shout in her face all the time, but I had to bring my character.
Dongo, thank you for this. Its rewatchability is incredible. I must have watched it many times as Star Wars and Genesis of the Daleks. Yeah, I know what you mean about this. Yeah. This is one of those films, Dongo. I like, as Med will tell you, I like to go back every now and then and watch the Star Trek films, and I always start with the motion picture, and then I'll watch the Wrath of Khan, and I end up going right through to number 6. Yeah, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I'm desperate to watch 3 now after having watched it twice.
You see, but it's always the magic. You know, if something happens, if it's a rainy afternoon or something like that, it's the Wrath of Khan. I think I'll go and put that on.
Yeah,
you know, out of all of them, it was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Adrian James has joined us. Hello, Adrian. How are you? And Hayden saying to us, unfortunately, Gene Roddenberry was regarded as a pain in the later movies with writing, etc. And he pissed off a lot of the writers for the films. Yeah, it was basically, the stories are now around about this, aren't they? And the fact that they had to take it in a different direction. And I think Nimoy was part of it as well, really, wasn't he? By shaping certainly from the next film onwards, the look of it and where it was going.
Later films, yeah.
Yeah, but Roddenberry, unfortunately, he was just
creative consultant.
Creative consultant. That's the words I'm looking for. Well done.
Yeah.
From this moment, says Mark Greaves, from this moment on, they used the Miranda-class starship multiple times in the Next Generation and DS9. Every space battle with multiple ships, it was there. Well, if you've got the model, you use it, don't you? Because it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
What I really like about it is 2 going on to 3 and 4 are one big story about the Genesis thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like a whole trilogy story in it.
Yeah.
And the effect, special effect for it was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the other thing about it as well. There's so much going on in this film. Somehow it works. Every aspect of the film works. Everything comes together. And you go from this very beginning to this incredible end, which was a shock back in 1982 and 23. Let's face it.
Yeah.
So you go through all this, and there's all these little bits that, like I was trying to say before, are taking you to that very end. And the Genesis device, my God, who came up with that idea? What a fantastic
idea.
Yeah. I'm with McCoy. This is scary stuff.
The original name for it was Omega, and one of the special effects guys said, "No, you got to call it Genesis."
Really?
Yeah, and they were going to call it the Omega device, and it didn't sound right, so they said, "No, Genesis." And
that sounds like it comes from another film or something. Omega device.
Or a TV show.
Thanks for your super chat, Mark. Kirk's personality summed up by his explanation of the Kobayashi Maru. I don't believe in a no-win scenario. That's a captain. Totally agree. Yeah. And more importantly, that's Kirk.
Yeah, I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's lovely when he's obviously he knows that Khan's listening, and he sets it all up about how long it's going to take to repair the Enterprise, and that's beautifully done. And then the realization on Kirstie Alley's face is brilliant when she realizes that's what he's done. It's really clever, very good. Yeah.
And she says to Spock, "You lied." And he says, "No, I exaggerated."
Exaggerated, yeah. but again, it shows the beauty of the relationship between these three. You know, it's there. There's this secondhand language that they know about. You know, it just works. It's just so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. These three move the film on beautifully, and then you've got the danger from Khan. And when Khan comes into this film, you can't help but be worried, really, because he's got this one-upmanship for a hell of a lot of the film, hasn't he? He's really good. And it shows you the best because Kirk's coming out sweating. He's made mistakes. He's sweating at this point. And the human side of it is basically all about him. He's got to get everybody out of this mess. Superb.
Well, that conversation that they have in Vulcan about he's so human, it's so true. That's brilliant.
It is. I want to say hello to Radium, who's with us. Radium 7982 says Titan Books are producing a nice line of coffee table books on the making of the original series era movies. Ooh, exciting. They appear to be releasing one per year, starting from the motion picture. Oh, one per year. Oh, he's also saying to her that this year's book in September will be for Star Trek, The Voyage Home. Oh, so it must be a month. Oh, I couldn't afford that if it's every month. Oh, I'm going to look into that though, Radiant. Thank you, because I would love that. Can you imagine? I would like them.
The most powerful scene, I saw it in the director's cut. It makes more sense. Is Scotty when he gets really upset?
Oh, with that boy.
The boy was his nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it said. Oh, right.
In the director's cut, he stayed at his post, and he said, and he could tell. That's why it makes more sense in the director's cut why he's so mournful, upset. But he carries on with his job. So not only that Khan's just killed one of his family members off.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That doesn't come through in the film, but not that it affects the film, but it doesn't come through.
But it makes it more powerful when you see it. Like you
it
feel
makes
more.
The scene in the regular film I watched tonight. He was stood at the top of the lift with the body, and all the cast just stopped and stared, and you got the sense it's a very deep moment, but you didn't know why it was so deep because you knew there'd been casualties. Now you've just said that, Lex. It makes sense why they held the camera on him for so long.
Yeah. And Spock feels like his human side comes out a little bit, where he's upset that he knows it's Scotty's nephew.
Right.
Yeah, and that explains why he's gone after McCoy.
Yeah,
with the lad in his arms, he's following McCoy. You know, he's trying to find McCoy. Thanks to you, Super Chat Funky. First encounter between the Enterprise and Reliant is amazing. It is. I mean, the whole shots about this. Before we came on air, I was saying that one of my favorite shots is when the Enterprise arrives at the space station and just zooms in as though it's parking.
Yeah, it's amazing. ILM did that amazing.
Absolutely gorgeous shot, and it just stops. It just parks.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I think it's wonderful. It's fantastic. But the whole thing about this. I mean, again, there's a whole element of this, isn't there, where it's about, you know, the characters. Because Kirk is at this point, well, Saavik has to remind him there's a regulation here you're not following. You know, and he just doesn't listen. This is damn peculiar, he says, when the thing's coming closer and closer. You know, oh, we'll go to yellow alert. Okay. It's very good, isn't it? Again, it shows this sort of thing about Kirk here. This is damn peculiar. Well, you know, do something about it.
Funny scene in that, building up into when he see Khan, is when he does want Khan to see that he has to wear his specs because he can't have that Rhinox stuff in his eyes. He's looking like that. Like,
it's like,
I don't want to make
it's like that. It's we'll be the minute, Khan. Yeah, it's like
he does want to show that he has to wear glasses.
The vanity's brilliant. It's very funny. It's very
Khan's got supervision on so like he doesn't need specs. Like, so he's thinking, oh, there's something different about this. But what I like about it is when going back to Chekhov, he goes, Captain Kirk. He says, Admiral Kirk goes, Admiral.
Yeah.
Little twinkle in his eye.
Again, when they're talking across the screens, is Admiral Kirk.
He's taunting him with that, isn't it? It's as though Khan knows that Kirk's made a career decision there that doesn't suit him. You know, I think that's beautiful there. Oh, you're an admiral. You sit behind a desk, do you? Yeah, boo. You know, I love that. I think it's absolutely superb because he's spot on, right, Khan? And he teases Kirk with it.
The other thing is with Spock, he does a scene with Spock. He says, keep nodding like I'm giving orders. And then Sulu does it as well. He goes, and they're just putting the codes in to try and take the shields down.
Oh,
so that's
brilliant.
Good. Yeah.
It's such an exciting scene. It's one of those things where you just go, right, this is where the action's really going to start. This is where Kirk's coming back. You know, this is Captain Kirk coming back here now.
And then Spock says, he may have changed the code because he's very intelligent, you know.
And he walks casually off when he says that, doesn't he?
John Roberts is saying to us, first of the Star Trek films to have ILM creating the fabulous effects. It is.
Definitely.
And thank God for them, eh? And the PVFS is saying, if I remember right, he tells Kirk it's his sister's youngest after the inspection scenes.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. That's great. Oh, this backstory that I didn't know, it's wonderful. Thanks for that. Sadeko saying to us, I sensed it was more that Khan was extra bitter that Kirk got promoted while he was suffering on Ceti 5. It could be that as well. I think it works. That works. But I still like my theory that he knows that Kirk's made a big career decision here that wasn't right. Because Khan can't picture Kirk behind the desk either.
No.
Like the rest of us can't. It just doesn't make sense, does it? And Funky saying, I always took that to be Khan angry, thinking Kirk became Admiral because of dumping him on Ceti Alpha. Yeah, that makes sense as well. You know, did he become an Admiral because he got rid of me?
Going back to the effects that were mentioned, I think the effects really hold up even to today. I can't believe it's 82 that was made because they're so good.
They're fantastic, aren't they? The whole thing about it. The starships look great. Planetoids look great. That whole early CGI, if somebody in the chat pointed out, of the Genesis device, I remember being blown away by that on the big screen back in the What the hell is this? This was amazing stuff. Superb.
SciLM's earlier computer animation at the time, and they used it for all the remaining 2 films from that set in that.
Well, they had to because it cost a fortune.
Cost actually fortune, yeah. And the eye scan became reality in the end, didn't it? Like the retinal scan.
Yes. Well, that's the beauty about. I've said this before many times about Star Trek. The beautiful thing about Star Trek is because it was so big in America. In that sense, it inspired so many people to go into NASA and the sciences and medicine. And because they were fans, they made things come true, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, so when our phones were designed, it's a flip.
I had that bit with Spock when he goes, Carol Marcus. And Kirk goes, yeah.
Don't open all wounds as well in another one, did they?
Call out the turbo. Yeah.
Oh. Again,
never rains, never pause.
Yeah, again, it was a beautiful thing because the characters know each other, and there's this whole history here that we're learning about here.
Yeah.
Which has been played on twice since in reboots of Star Trek, but it wasn't played on screen. It was, it's all happening off screen. So it shows that even Jim Kirk had a life.
Yeah.
Which generations later on questions.
Yes.
Okay. Here it is. Here. Here's his love, possibly the love of his life, and his son.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think what's emotional was he wanted to marry that woman and be a father, and she said to him, "No, your life is on a starship," and he said, "I was stayed away, like you said."
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Actually,
it's heartbreaking, that scene.
Yeah, well, it is this scene that we're showing a picture of here now, where they're on the planetoid. Again, it's another scene which is just beautiful. It's fantastic, and it shows how good an actor William Shatner is. He got a lot of stick, I seem to remember, in the 80s, and I don't know why. They obviously did not see his performance in this film. He is superb.
You could see Kirk as upset in that scene as well, and that made him more powerful.
Yeah, but it does. But here he is. He's playing the scene so well because it's just so emotive. And, you told me to stay away. I've stayed away. Regret. I didn't agree with that decision. You've shown me a son that would join Khan at this particular point. Shatner's amazing. What a guy. What an actor he is.
He does a lovely bit as well when David comes to meet him at the end in his cabin. And he says he's proud to be his son and all that. And then they hug. That is really wonderfully done because it's got a wonderful awkwardness of meeting your dad kind of properly for the first time kind of thing. And it's just beautifully played. It really is.
Yeah.
What's sad really at the end of this film is in this version of this Star Trek universe, that's the last time we see Carol Marcus.
It is actually, isn't it? Yeah. I've often wondered that. She never crept up again because there was no need for her to, really.
Yeah.
That's the impact of Carol on Star Trek 2. Because again, the reboots revisit the character and flesh it out a little bit more. And it's all going to end up with this, this storyline going on. I don't think she's actually needed after this particular one personally, Lex. But I wonder what happened to her after what happens. But it's a great thing.
Is any of this Kirk relationship storyline? Is it ever hinted at in the original series?
No.
It's especially written for this movie then.
Yeah. But since then, as we say, everything that's come after. It's taken it into the whole sort of canon and what have you, and they've played around with it. So we've got the reboot Abrams films, and then we've got the TV shows and stuff like that. They all point to all of this happening, and it's just so impactful. But this is where it starts, and this is where I don't know how the real Star Trek fans at the time reacted to this. I don't know if there was. Do you guys in the chat know? Was there a sort of like shock to this, or was it really welcomed? Because I love it. I think it's adding the fact that things happen to Kirk off screenly.
When I first saw it, I was quite surprised, but I accepted it.
It shows he's got that genuine human side behind him. Because up until this point, realistically, all we'd really known was what went on within that 5-year mission, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Life aboard the Enterprise. This showed that, and we got little hints of it in the motion picture that they all went on and they had lives after that mission. But this was the first real acknowledgement of a relationship. We all knew he had that side to him. But
I'm surprised you only got one kid, Lee, to be honest.
Yeah, one that we know about, Paul. This is the thing. But this was a side to Kirk which almost, and again, we referenced it before, aged him in the way with his original audience.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's realizing he's a family man. He's meeting his child for the first time. That would have been happened many other times with people that had been watching Trek and grown up with Trek. So again, I think it was a great way to show the human side to those characters.
Yeah,
he was James Bond in space in his early years.
Yeah,
but then Spock, must be a story, backstory where Spock and McCoy knew about his full-term relationship with Carl
totally.
Marcus.
Yeah.
So they knew him personally, and they must have known about David.
Yeah,
He must have hinted about David to him behind closed doors before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we said they were close, didn't we? As characters.
Yeah.
Very close.
So then we weren't surprised that, that's his son. They knew that was his son. So.
Yeah, and there will be there will be fan lore stories and novels that happened in the intervening years, won't there, about that, and where he met her in the Bowden relationship, and that's absolutely fine. But again, as we've been saying, as you're saying in the chat, you don't need to know the backstory because it's written so well. It's written so well. You just go with it, don't you? Oh, that's Captain Kirk's ex. Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a kid with her as well. Wow. And it's adding that extra element to this character because I was always thinking at this particular point as well, Kirk's realized that's his son, that David's his son, and that his son is now around. So not only does he, in a sense, have to look after Spock and McCoy as his mates, but he's got Carol there now. He's got the entire crew, and he's got his son.
Yeah.
So he's fighting for more, if you know what I mean. When Khan's going off on one.
Yeah.
Which again is interesting because that dynamic is again brought back and reused in Picard season 3.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah.
Actually
when you think about it,
yeah. Actually, it works in Picard because it was a better season, I think. So Picard season 3.
Yeah, and they've got more time to explain that. But again, they've taken that element very much that you've just described there, JT. And again, it shows the captain, the admiral in this case, as the father figure, as the protector of those people around him. And now there's this other dynamic thrown in there, which comes back to, and again, it works real well with the character Picard and in Picard season 3, of how that mind shift changes as soon as there's actually blood involved.
Yes,
as opposed to just the parental father overview between them. I
just think it's another element where Shatner understands his character, understands what he's been given, and he plays it so well and so beautifully, and it's very layered. He's got so much packed into Kirk in this film, and a lot of the elements are new. And it must have been, for Mr. Shatner, it must have been a case he thought he knew this character. Now there's all these other bits coming in, and it must have been quite exciting, possibly. Obviously, I've never met him, so I can't ask him. But I would have thought, as an actor, he would have been looking at all this, going, "These extra bits here, it's great because the character's developed."
It's an incredible scene where he meets David for the first time, and the first thing he does is the classic Captain Kirk thing to do. He starts fighting his decking son. He's decking his son, and he doesn't know it's his son. And he turns the camera and goes, "David."
Yeah. Well, no,
he's got so his fist clenched like that. That's David.
David. And David's taller than him.
They've had me for Carol coming in. Jim, and the penny drops. Oh, I mean, he has got Kirk's hairstyle at this point, though. He has got a little bit of a curly thing going on, so he should really.
Well, I was saying to JT, there was a off camera before. If you've noticed it, there's a scene where he's wearing his glasses, and it cuts to David, cuts back to him, and the glasses disappear.
Oh, yeah, they do. It's a bit of a continuity error there. Somebody should be naughty. All that money, and you couldn't get that right anyway. The other good thing, says Domino, is the perfect continuity between Space Seed and the Wrath of Khan. Khan and Kirk are utterly believable as the same people in both. It's interesting when I eventually caught up with Space Seed years later when it was coming on, and the joy I felt, everybody, when it was on a repeat on the BBC or whatever it was. And it said Space Seed, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the one Khan's in! Oh my god!" And it's absolutely amazing when you watch it because you've seen the Wrath of Khan, you know where they end up, and here it is all set up for you. You're absolutely right, Domgo. The two performances from Shatner and Montalban, spot on.
It's a good episode, the Space Scene, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's really good. And they didn't know at the time, of course, that they were going to get a sequel 20 odd years later. What a gift. But it works because it's just a great big space opera with what you want in it as well. You know, you get the big battles in it, you get the baddie in it, you get all this human stuff going on in it. I love this film. Can you tell everybody?
Yeah. Well, Khan quotes a bit of Moby Dick as well, doesn't he?
All through.
Yeah.
All through. This is a running
and
theme.
Moby Dick's on the shelf in the quarters, aren't they? In City Alpha 5.
2000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was another famous book there, because it was the director's favorite books that you liked. They put in the film. Hornblower.
But that's where this whole thing has come from, about the nautical feel, isn't it? The Navy type thing that comes into the Federation here, and we're all one big happy fleet. You know, it comes from that, and I think that's why it works, because that theme, as we say, carries on for the rest of the run, and it's just it's familiar enough for us to go, well, actually, that's where we could end up.
Yeah.
It's a very Star Trek thing to do. That's what could happen when we start to go out into space, when we get our act together, you know, and we would naturally as a race say, well, there has to be some sort of Navy Army thing. Yeah, it works. I think it works beautifully.
Do we think that's the director's responsibility? That he's had that influence? So I do remember an interview with Nicholas Meyer years ago. I saw it, and he was talking about each time the movie, and he made a point of saying, when I joined this movie, I went, no pajamas in this movie. We're in the Navy. So I think his influence is quite big.
Yeah. Well, I think I know the interview you're talking about, and he did, and he was absolutely right to do it. And I wanted to talk about that because we talked about the costumes in the motion picture. This is much better.
Oh yeah,
this is much better. And it's his very uniformed, isn't it? You know you're in something about this, but it does, Andy. It does go well with this whole theme of. I don't want to use the word military, but that whole organization, of course, the whole of Starfleet. But this, as I said before, sets the scene for everything that comes after.
Yeah. You can see with the color codes of the top of the collars. White is command, yellow is for engineering and tactical, and the other ones are like for the computer area, and the other ones medical and science.
So they kept something of the Space 1999 look then.
Yeah.
It's a bit unfortunate they're all wearing red though. That's a bit worrying. Yeah.
But it's just the collars. Just the collars that are different colors, aren't they? So that you know what they are.
I never thought of that. I never thought of that one.
Did you notice the crew on the space station was still dressed like it was the first movie?
Yeah, I think, but they're not Starfleet though, are they?
They're not. No, but I thought, okay, that's a kind of link, because I looked at the scene with Carol and David in the early part of the movie, and I thought, well, if I didn't know better and I was just tuning into this and didn't know what it was, I'd look at that and go, oh, that's Space 1999 look. The set looks like it's Space 1999. It looks like it's Moonbase Alpha. Yeah. So I think they kept that aesthetic for part of it.
Yeah.
There's scientists that work for the Federation, so they have a different uniform.
Yeah. Because don't forget that they pitched the Genesis device for funding.
Yes.
To the Federation, so they've done a hell of a lot in a year, and they had, Carol worked her pretty little arse off in this. Eastland, it's nice to see your costumes. Khan's crew, open hairy chest. Calm down, Eastland. Yes, calm down. Matthew Pounder is saying to us, Trek is the military. The PVFS, I love these uniforms. They still look good to this very day. All these years later, don't they, PVFS? These things are now, well, they're much better than any of the stuff you get today. That's what I'm going to say.
The colours are slightly dynasty when Shatner has it turned up. It's very 80s.
But it still works. And the fact that they actually brought them into certain episodes of DS9 and Voyager and whatever, fantastic. Funky thing, my favorite uniform from Star Trek. Sadeko also saying they are still my favorite Starfleet uniforms. Bill Ari agreeing, saying that the Trek is the Navy. They are military, says Dalek Shalom. They're based on the English Navy. Well, everything is. What else we got? PVFS is also saying Michelle switches to a miniskirt late, but most of the other women stay in their trousers. I'm going to say trousers there, PVFS, because pants means something different here in the UK. We've got Steve Anderson with Steve Andrews with us. Hello, Steve. Merritt Buttrick, who played David, was in an episode of The Next Generation 2 before he passed away. Was he?
Yes. It was just the guy that was in. He played Khan's son. He was in the same episode, and he was the one who played David was in the same episode. And he came. There was like a poor faction on this planet and a rich faction on this planet, and the one who played Khan's son was from the rich faction, and he was selling them drugs. They needed this drug to live on. And Picard and Riker, I think they destroyed the drugs.
Right.
And they put them back on their planet. He says, you got to negotiate the problem yourself.
Well, were the fans running the show at this time? Because that's fantastic casting, isn't it? We'll just bring you now, just have a little TikTok moment.
It was in season one. Season one it was. Yeah.
Ooh, no.
Good episode.
I'll take your word for it. Series 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation pass. Domgo, kudos to the costume designers. Those uniforms are fantastic. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Steve Braddock is saying that one of his favorites is like, this is Admiral Kirk. We tried it once your way, Khan. Are you game for a rematch? Khan, I'm laughing at the superior intellect. Again, absolutely beautifully delivered by William Shatner. A great line. He knows exactly how to get to him there, doesn't he? One thing I'll say for him, he's consistent.
Yeah, great line. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Funky, thank you for your super chat. We are all in red. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Eatman Khan did. He tried it, didn't he? Yeah. You are kidding me. Look at this from Cool and Dry from Mark. Each jacket cost between $1,500 and $2,000 to make.
Wow.
What? Mm-hmm. And I've touched one years ago. If I'd known it was that much, Mark, I would pick the bloody thing. It was at the Star Trek exhibition back in the 90s in Edinburgh.
Yeah, my wife had gone to that. Yeah.
It was brilliant. Yeah. It was absolutely brilliant. You got to see the massive big Enterprise and everything like this. Yeah. But when I went to see it, it was at the press preview thing. And they had just more or less finished printing it out, and they weren't sure about where certain items would go, and nothing was in glass. Not everything was in glass. Some of the things were, we're not quite sure where it's going to go yet. So I got to touch one of the red tunics, and I thought, this is really weird woolly type material. I wouldn't be able to wear this. It'd bring me out in a rash.
Itchy
thing. Yeah. Now, if I'd known though, it was going to be, I would have nicked the thing. I tell you, would have run. Wow, I can't believe that. That's more money than sense.
Didn't one go to auction?
Oh, probably. They auction everything these days, don't they? I think they even tried to auction William Shatner. So Matthew Pound is saying to us, these are much better than the motion picture outfits. They are, aren't they? Yeah. They're really good.
The really motion picture ones look like onesies, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that in the last show, didn't we? However, John is coming back to us. John Mason saying, sorry, chaps, I preferred the motion picture uniforms. That's fine. As I said, John, in the motion picture review, I love the one that Kirk wears initially with the grey and the white. I think that looks great. Good. And if they'd all been that sort of stuff, that sort of style, I think I wouldn't have had a problem with them. Yeah. But because they do look a bit more like casual gear.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm with John on that. I prefer the Space 1999 look.
Do you? That's Cool and Dry saying to us, Mark saying to us, the jacket's fabric was wool gabardine, is that? And very old fabrics. That's why it was itchy then. Ooh, it was horrible. I actually remember the feel of it going, I'd come out in a rash if I wore that. It's a good thing they had those shirts underneath, says the PBFS. And Dalek Shalom. Khan is a fun, straightforward sci-fi adventure, but it's not in the same league as the motion picture. It doesn't have the cerebral depths as the first or give you stuff to contemplate. Oh, I love this. Because, you make me think. I know exactly what you're saying, Dalek Shalom. The first one is, as John was saying earlier in the chat, it's a proper sci-fi film, isn't it? It's a proper science fiction with high concept science fiction concepts. Khan is the tone, as we say, is different. It's an adventure.
Yeah,
it's an action adventure film.
It's the second greatest Star Trek film of all time.
Ooh, the second.
The first still
no spoilers. Yeah.
Bill Lowry saying to us, I think if you're wearing a red tunic in Star Trek, you've got bigger worries than itching. Yeah, you probably you wouldn't be wearing it for very long, would you? Let's face it.
No.
God love you.
I'll tell you what, though, the away mission coats looked really good.
Oh right, yeah, the actual thing. Yeah, the away mission things, yeah.
They look
the
really
helmet.
good. No, the Kirk and McCoy and Lieutenant Savitt wear.
They have jackets on.
Duffel jackets, yeah, they look really good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There was
lumberjack jackets.
And the phasers.
You can buy them. Yeah, you can buy your own on emp.com. I'm just saying. Other Star Trek merchandise stores are available at emp.com. Use the code
How
Lee
much
for
do
10%
they
off.
cost, Lee? An arm and a leg, no doubt, are they? Yeah.
No, they're not bad. They're not bad actually. Last time I think when I got mine, it was 129 quid.
That's quite reasonable, I suppose. Yeah.
But it's very, very reasonable and very warm for the typical Scottish weather that we get. It might even do the job on a Aurora Penti. I'll tell you that much.
Lovely.
I'm just saying.
you know the communicator and the phaser for this film that was only used for this film, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They were really good props. Them, silver look, weren't they? So they were really good.
There was a lot of thought and creativity put into this entire film, and you see it in every frame. It's wonderful.
You do.
It's absolutely good. John Mason saying to us, I went to see the Star Trek Experiences, I think I remember it being called, in Manchester at the end of the day as they were shutting, and I sneaked past the barrier and sat in the actual captain's chair. Naughty but nice. I bet.
To the brig with them.
Derek is also saying, Derek Hart saying, I met James Doohan in the Edinburgh exhibition and was on reporting Scotland that night to say, beam me up, Scotty.
Oh, fantastic.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love all this. Thank you very much for joining us with all these wonderful memories and your comments here, everybody. Thank you. John Roberts again saying, the motion picture is a fabulous sci-fi movie, but not necessarily a great Star Trek film. I love it. I love all this. I love it. Yeah, and the fact that we can all agree to disagree and
wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah. It's. I mean, as I said on the last show, the motion picture. I love the motion picture.
Oh yeah.
The Wrath of Khan. I love the Wrath of Khan as well.
Yeah.
But they are very different.
Different movies,
very different. Huge, and yet the same. There's something about it.
You could say the motion picture was pilot 1, and then Wrath of Khan was pilot 2, soft reboot.
A bit like the original 2 episodes of Star Trek. At the very beginning. The first one was more high concept. The second one was a bit rough and tumble, and that's the one I went with.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you knew what to do with the next films after that.
We've got from radio.
Do you think? So I can ask you: do you think that if they continue the same vein as the first movie, it would have been as successful? If they continued in the same kind of vein, you think?
No.
I think it'll be
had enough stories.
Yeah, I think
the high concept story is an isolated thing. You can't repeat that.
No, I don't think it was I mean, they obviously looked at the feedback from fans, the critics, etc., for the motion picture. Also from the people that worked on it as well.
Yeah.
They must have listened to people like Shatner and Nimoy. So to actually change the entire show running team, if you like, as we now use that preference. Big step. And to revamp it all and do the soft reboot says it all, doesn't it? So I think if they continued with Roddenberry, no disrespect to him, but if they continued with whatever he was going to do or however he saw it, I don't think it would have been a hit. I think they did an action adventure film for it. Because what let's face it, the public they wanted space battles and they wanted all this sort of stuff. That's what it means, doesn't it? And it worked for them. 97 million at the box office dollars.
Yeah.
Like you said, the critics said this is more like it, and that's how I feel about it. Definitely, I feel this is more tricky for me. Definitely. Yeah.
The story was when they were originally doing the script together. Nicholas Meyer joined the team, and he looked at the script and he said to Leonard Nimoy, "What do you think about the script?" "Oh, I thought it was not good." And he said, I thought so too. I'm going to write the whole script before you go back to Israel to film this film you're going to do in Israel. And he said, it'll be ready for you when you go on the plane. So he wrote it within 6 days, gives him the script, and he was reading it on the plane while he was going to Israel. And he said it was a better script.
Yeah. And so was the start. I've got something from Re UK about Leonard Nimoy. We'll come to that in a second. But Radium was saying, the Wrath of Khan has depth as well as action about the human condition, like aging, obsession, revenge, sacrifice. Star Trek is one of those few science fiction shows, franchises, if you will, that unlike Star Wars and Doctor Who, especially Doctor Who, I like the human elements in Star Trek because we're dealing mainly with humans.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the strengths of the Wrath of Khan for me, because it's all about human reactions. You've got Khan going off on all sorts of things over here. You've got Kirk dealing with all this sort of stuff, meeting his son, his own sort of, oh God, I've done the wrong thing here, to being an admiral for the last few years, 5 years, wherever it was. You've got his relationships around him. It's just brilliant. And Star Trek for me has to have that capability of doing it, because that's what stands it apart from Star Wars over there. I don't like all that because they're not necessarily human. And Doctor Who, no, it should never be in there, as you'll all know my opinion on that, because it's a Time Lord. He's not a human.
Yes.
And it just for me, and this is the start, because we're now going into this trilogy.
Yeah.
Where it runs through the wall. And it's just, whether by design or whether it was just by happy accident, the whole thing works beautifully from this moment onwards, I think.
Yeah. Well, when they had the test audience to see the original cut, it left on a emotional ending. And last minute, ILM had to put something, what could we do to make it hopeful if there's another one? So they had to refilm the scene with the Genesis planet, and that's what the ending they had, and Leonard doing the voiceover at the end.
Yeah.
That was last minute put in because it was a test audience were watching the original cut. There was people like they've been so awake, and they were like emotional.
Yeah. So, I remember having a problem with that ending when I was 12, when we were about to leave the cinema. I thought, no, only Captain Kirk gets to say that. No. I like this from Robert. Robert Payne saying to us, the Wrath of Khan is great, but I still have to look away during the giant earwig slug things in the ear scene. Yeah.
It is gross. It's definitely gross,
It's brilliantly done, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrible.
I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it.
I'm normally fine with creepy crawlies, but that just
vile.
It's not a piece you can watch while you're having your lunch, as I tried to do this afternoon on Paramount Plus.
Oh, definitely not. No, not when you're eating. No.
Yeah, put that tomato chutney aside.
Not if you're having a salad.
Yeah. We've got Mark Greaves saying to us, anyone else end up in Casualty after trying to recreate the ending by blowing up a model of the Reliant? No. I was just you, Mark. Yeah, absolutely just you. But I admire your dedication to the cause.
But I have to admit, I did have many moons ago the Reliant hanging from my ceiling in my old bedroom, as if it was being chased by the Enterprise, hanging at an angle. To make it look as if it should have been, but yes.
But now you could add those little laser beams into the models.
You could nowadays.
Really. Now. Marie UK saying to us, Leonard Nimoy said they had to be steamed before filming because Gene wanted no creases. This is back to the uniforms, the outfits. Nimoy said they had to be steamed before filming because he didn't want any creases. Because people don't iron in the future.
No.
I mean, it shows how he was thinking, and it's quite right to think like that, isn't it? Really, say, right, what wouldn't we have in the future as well? What would we have? And people wouldn't. I mean, people don't iron today, do they? You can tell when you go into Tesco's and you look at them all and you think you're lazy buggers. But no, I mean, it's getting there now, isn't it? It's getting there now, really. Yeah. You're right. We've got to talk about Mr. Nimoy. Of course, we have as part of Wrath of Khan, because there's lots of stories going on about his involvement with this, isn't there? And the fact that he said he didn't want to do any more. because he didn't think there might be a 3, 4, 5, or 6.
I am not Spock stage at this point, isn't it? Yeah.
And he did negotiate with them, didn't he, to say, right, I'm going to go. This is it.
Originally, he wanted just a cameo in the film, and the director and the writer had other plans.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, isn't it? I love Shatner's take on this. When you see the stuff on the Blu-rays and stuff, as I'm sure you all have in the chat.
The audition scene, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also this element where he really sits there and he says that Harv Bennett and Nicholas May and Nimoy, they knew what they were going to do. They were trying to set me up. They were trying to keep me out of it. And I just think, are you joking here? Or do you actually believe this? Because he's so deadpan. I can't tell at all. He's brilliant.
He said that they filmed that before they did Generations. And he said, I'm going to get my uppance on him one day. And he did his epic Shakespearean scene, didn't he, as well? So
I'm glad Nimoy's not just a cameo in this, because he's brilliant in this film. He's really good.
Yeah, because originally the first scene we saw, Leonard thought he was going to go then.
Yeah.
So
at the very start, you mean? Yeah,
with the blowing up thing. The whole thing about, again, with this, you're saying about Nimoy, his performance is brilliant. He's got Spock down to a T here, isn't he? You know,
just raising an eyebrow is fantastic. It really is.
All those little touches. The fact that he's been able to develop the character and the relationship with Kirk and McCoy as well, without the emotive side of stuff. That must be very hard to do. Because it's got to be down to the writing, and it's got to be down to his interpretation of the character. And, you know, again, no disrespect to anybody that's come after, but they haven't quite managed to pull off what he does.
Well, I used to hate in the original series when Spock became emotional. That never worked for me. I hated that.
Yeah, when he smiled, it just doesn't look odd. It's totally alien to his character. What are you doing? Stop that.
Yeah. It's a bit creepy, I think, to be honest.
It is. But the whole... There's nothing... If you're new to the film and you don't know the brouhaha about it, as you wouldn't necessarily do today, because all that has gone, it's been and gone, and it's quietened down. If you put this onto somebody young or somebody that's just coming to Star Trek 2 for the first time, but you're aware of Spock, Kirk, and McCoy, you're aware of that, and who isn't? Let's face it, you know, so famous.
Yeah,
there is nothing in the film to suggest where Spock's going.
Yeah.
I love that. I love this to be tagged on. It's not all about him as they would do it now. Now they would have everything like, every other scene there'll be some sort of hint. Wonderful. You know, and there'll be a doom score coming up. You know, and it's just there.
I think that's why it works, because it's such a bloody shock, isn't it? At the end, you think, oh my god, you know.
Yeah. He actually gets blind from the radiation, doesn't he? Because he's like, he can't see. Yeah. But William wanted to have, Mr. Shatner, he wanted to have the windows painted dark.
He did, yeah.
And he wanted Spock's human side to have a tear come down. So he doesn't see him cry, but he knew he was dead.
Yeah.
But the iconic scene, because he said, what could we put in as well to make another one, is the scene where he does the mind meld on McCoy and says, remember.
Yeah.
I love the fact as well that was all ad lib on the day.
Yeah.
Because they've all gone down now in history as saying, and I love it. Nimoy was always quite honest about this, but he was thinking, oh, hang on, I've done the wrong thing here. This thing's going to go again. And he was always very honest about saying that to them. So he could say, well, is there anything you can do which is Vulcanish? And he makes it up. Genius. Absolute genius. I don't know if he's never seen again in Star Trek history.
I think he knew that he was coming back, but he didn't tell William at the time.
No, I think it was decided at that point, wasn't it, to say, like, if we get the green light to do another one, you're going to be a part of it, because he'd said,
I'll direct it.
We have to talk about the scene, because there's loads of different scenes. I know people in the chat want us to talk about this particular scene, the famous scene, before we go.
Yes.
We have to talk about this, but again, for me, Shatner, genius. getting it perfect. The emotions boiling over. The stress has got to the Kirk now at this point, and the whole thing about Khan, which is famous all around the world, it works.
Yeah. On YouTube, he did a number of years ago. I don't know if it's still up there, but there's a scene where they hold him like this. Like, I think it's a 5-minute video, and then you see this mouse movement, and he goes, Khan! Because everyone, it's become like pop culture, that scene.
Yeah.
It's time. Yeah, it's famous.
I like the speech of Khan. He goes, like you left me, like you left her, marooned for all eternity, buried on a desolate planet, buried alive, and he goes, Khan, and just that deep gasp that he thinks, I've got rid of him.
Yeah.
Love that scene.
Well, it's just incredible because, again, the way that it's written and then the way it's played. And again, we've got to bear in mind that the two actors were not in the same room at the time.
And it worked. It worked, didn't it?
I mean, this is why they are talents. And again, I'm going to say it. Shatner is incredible in this film. My God, his ability is just... He shows his range here.
Oh, yeah.
The time he's doing TJ Hooker, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. Both of these actors did Shakespearean plays, so they knew that they could play scenes without being in the same room, and it worked.
Yeah.
Greatest Canadian actor of all time.
Yes.
I'm just going on the record. I'm saying that. William Shatner. Also the second greatest Canadian musician of all time.
Yes, that's very true.
That's not including his singing, though. We're not including that. No.
He's doing the rock album.
Doing the rock album, yes.
He's doing a heavy metal album, which was announced yesterday. And
is he? Oh, God.
We are, yeah. If you haven't heard about this, everybody, then I'll just let you know now. This is from The Independent, who is reporting, quote, I'll headbang where nobody has headbanged before. William Shatner, 94, announces heavy metal album. The Star Trek legend is showing no signs of slowing down. The Star Trek icon shared details about the project in an excitable X post, writing, I've explored space, I have explored time. Now I explore distortion. Yes, you read that correctly. I am releasing a heavy metal album. The album will feature 35 metal virtuous thunderous guitars and chaos with purpose. He added, teasing covers of legends like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and Judas Priest, and a few originals forged in the same cosmic fire. This project is quite literally gathering of forces, loud imagination, honest intensity, and unapologetic exploration, Shatner said. At 94, one does not slow down, one turns the volume up.
I'm going to pre-order this. That sounds wonderful.
I'm having this on vinyl. I'm getting it on vinyl. So prepare yourselves, he says. We are about to boldly headbang where no one has headbanged before. In a press release, Cleopatra Records added, built around massive guitars, cinematic arrangements, and Shatner's signature vocal intensity, the record plays like a high-voltage film, sharp turns, dark humor, raw emotion, and moments of unexpected beauty, which actually could also be said to be The Wrath of Khan as a film. Absolutely brilliant. The result is an event album. It's designed not as a novelty, but as a statement, uniting a legion of metal's most respected musicians under one uniquely singular. There you go. On the way.
The other actor that's done it, the late Christopher Lee, did a heavy metal album.
Did he really
know that?
Yeah.
Well, Matthew Pounder is saying to us, Shatner's music is certainly different. This one definitely is going to be. Bill Harry is saying what you just said there. Look at that. Hang on. Christopher Lee did heavy metal albums up to his early 90s, I think. Lee, let's just see if I can bring that up again.
Literally, here we go.
Wow, look at that.
This is signed as well.
Wow.
He's trying to get it in shot there.
Yeah, you've got that.
Nice. Wow.
Wow.
Got that. It's beautiful. I got this when I met the man 4 years ago now. It was a anniversary. It was a screening of Khan with the question and answers afterwards, which was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And was he still enthusiastic about the film?
He loved it. Absolutely loved it. Glasgow Concert House, and again, completely sold out. There's people queuing from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The screening didn't get underway till 8. We were there till 5 till midnight.
Wow.
It was absolutely superb. He just done, again, it was one of those things where you could text in your questions. They had, I'll tell you who they had. John Beattie from BBC Radio Scotland, the former rugby player. He was actually the guy that was hosting William Shatner's Q&A. He didn't need him. Bill, as it goes, oh, my friends call me Bill. My friends call me Bill. and he turned to John Beattie and went, so Bill, and he just went, you're not my friend.
Oh,
which I thought was one of those things, because obviously they'd obviously just hired John Beattie in to do this, because John Beattie was sitting going through all these copious amount of notes he's got, and we were watching, you actually saw William Shatner answering questions and just looking over and looking at John Beattie, who wasn't looking at him, wasn't looking at the audience, was just trying to read through his notes, and that was him completely gone. He just ignored him for the rest of the night, got up, started walking around the stage, just talking directly to the audience. Absolutely amazing. But
he's so used to doing that kind of thing at conventions, isn't he? He doesn't need anyone at all.
But again, the passion he had talking about this film was unbelievable. And again, some of the anecdotes, some of the stories, it was just coming away with some of those little nods. And again, different people were shouting out their different parts, their different lines from the film, and he was just coming back with the follow-up line, just like that. It was for a man, and I can't believe what you say, JT. The fact is going to be, what did you say, 94?
94
in a couple of weeks. He's still got it. If you look at it, he has made a career out of being a parody of himself in this one character. Realistic, because no matter who you are, what age you are, you will know William Shatner for something, but everybody knows him as playing William Shatner in whatever he does, whether it's the Kirk phase, whether it's the TJ Cooker, whether it's the Danny Crane phase, but everything he's done has just been a parody of himself, and he's made himself so good. And I love the bit that, I mean, I know you're going to bring it up in a second here. Funky 1463 sounds a bit like Tom Baker on stage. I'll do it myself. that I think is so true.
That's the album we need. Tom Baker and William Shatner doing heavy metal. That's what we need. I'd buy that in a second.
We've got Domgo saying, we've got Domgo. I'm buying this. I'm going to have this on vinyl. We've got Domgo saying to us, Lee, you're hardcore. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Johnny the Cabbage saying, go on, Lee.
No, I was just going to say, we're doing all this talking. I'm actually thinking, I'm sure I've actually got my Can action figure behind me, the Mego Isis one behind me, which I'll need to check about in a second.
Yeah, we've got from Dalek, from Johnny the Cabbage, Shatner should play the legend slot at Glastonbury.
That's gone, isn't it, now?
They need to book him. Dalek Shalom is saying to us, Rainbow Stargazer would be epic. You never know. It might be on it. It might be on that one. John Roberts agreeing with that as well. And there's Funky one saying, sounds a bit like Tom Baker on stage. I'll do it myself. Marie UK, Leonard Nimoy said, when it comes to Bill, passionate is an understatement. And Dalek Shalom again say, Led Zepp's Ramble On would suit a Shatnering. That would be fun. But there you go. There's an album on the way, everybody, from the legend. That is Mr. Shatner himself. So look out for that. I can't wait to get it. I'm really looking forward to hearing it.
He's definitely captured the Rex Harrison school of singing, though. He's really got that.
Lee, have you got this?
Right,
have you got this, Lee?
Oh, I haven't got that one. I've got.
Look at this.
This one. Oh, Kirk. Hold on. I've got Kirk.
Hang on.
Kirk. Mego.
It's where the toys play with their action figures. Everybody, here we go. Let's look at this one. Oh yes!
Wow, fantastic.
The Mego reissue, and then we're talking about Can. I didn't realize I've actually got two of these. I must have had one of those nice days, but we've got here.
There he is.
Oh wow, that's brilliant! Fantastic. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've got something to show next time. My sister bought me for Christmas a number of years ago. The Bath ducks you used to get when you were a kid. There's a William Shatner Captain Kirk one and John the Picard one.
Oh, brilliant.
So I've kept them in the packages.
Yeah. And you're going to be meeting him next, aren't you, Lex? You're going to go and see him in Liverpool.
Yeah. It's going to be. He's doing a final tour around UK because he's semi-retiring from conventions.
Well, certainly in this country, because he said he's not flying anymore, isn't he? He's not going to do any.
It's too
I'm
much
tempted to go, Lex, because also Matt, Karen, and Arthur are going to be there as well. So I'm tempted to pop down.
Yeah. Thanks for all the comments here. With some great comments coming through. Shatnot, says Domgo. That's a good one. I love that one. We've also got the PVFS saying, the chat's moving up. Totally jealous of you guys. John Mason is saying action figures, how childish.
Well, it's an investment. It's an investment.
Yes.
You never know when you need money on a rainy day.
Yeah, John's got them as well. And Domgo is saying Shatalica.
oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Funky wants to know, Lex, does your Admiral Kirk have the glasses?
No, I don't think it does. No.
There'd have to be broken glasses in that package.
It's got them. It's got them.
Has
on
it?
the bottom. Yeah, it's on the bottom.
Are they broken or the whole?
No, the whole. Yeah, the glasses are there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Marie's also saying Ricardo's doll is spot on. Yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it?
Cool.
It is.
Yeah. Steve Braddock is saying we have to have a heavy metal version of Lucy in the Sky with diamonds. And Dalek Shalom again. Led Zepp's Ramble On would suit a Shatnering. I love it. It's all good stuff. It's all good. Right, come on. We've put it off. We now need to talk about the big scene. The big scene of the Wrath of Khan, which sets the scene for the next couple of films. Let's face it, everybody. We are, of course, talking about that ending. And how heartbreaking is it? It's absolutely intense, isn't it, this scene? Really is.
I saw it in the cinema in '82, and I was 16 at the time. I was still grieving. Adric at the time. '82 was a horrible year for fans, you know. But and I couldn't believe that they'd killed him off, because I completely bought into that. I thought, my God, he's one of the best characters in Star Trek, and they've killed him. What's going on?
Yeah.
So I was gutted at the time, and it still packs a punch. It really does. Sorry,
I think what makes it powerful is, I'm still to this day, I've seen like 100 times now this film. Is when he turns and sees the chair empty.
Yes.
And he knows, my friend's gone down there.
Yes.
And he said, and you hear McCoy say, Jim, you better get down here.
Yeah.
And when he turns, he knows Spock. He runs. And the music really impacts on the scene. And while he's running, you're seeing the birth of the Genesis planet in between the shots.
Yes. Yeah, because he's helped to get the ship out, hasn't he? You
know, so it's life and death at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, you're right. I love the score here. I love the James Horner's music, as I was saying earlier, throughout this whole thing. But the urgency is played in such a way. You're right. That bit where he's running down corridors and sliding down the ladder and, you know, trying to get to Spock as quickly as he possibly can, because in his head he's thinking, what the hell has he done? This can't be real. It just suits it. Again, it's all done brilliantly well.
And Scotty and McCoy grab him, don't they, and say, don't go in there. It's too dangerous to go in.
That bit when Spock, as you said, Lex, he's blind and he bangs into the wall. That's heartbreaking. It's horrible. You know?
Yeah.
And the makeup.
The burn.
We can see some of it there. But again, that bit where he does bump into the glass, that's Nimoy doing something fantastic there, isn't it?
It's really good. Yeah.
And the way he's holding his body and moving his body, it's gone, it's finished, it's ended.
It's when he picks himself off the floor and he fixes his uniform. That is brilliant. That's lovely touch.
Another touch, because his admiral's there, his superior is there. We've got to look. Another beautiful touch. What a scene. Again, I'm going to say, when I first saw it as a 12-year-old in the cinema, I couldn't believe this. I could not. And I remember saying to my dad, what have they done? And my dad was just like this as well.
I'm the same. Yeah.
You know,
I wonder that's where Sir Patrick Stewart got the idea for Picard doing the tuck.
Oh, I don't know. They rehash everything, don't they? But let's not distract from this scene. Let's not talk about that. Let's stick to this scene, because that doesn't matter. Let's talk. I mean, the drama of this, again, the good writing, great direction, and brilliant performances from the two of this, because this is a big, huge moment in the history of the franchise, in the history of the film. because here you've got the two famous characters with a unique bond.
Yeah.
They can't even, Kirk can't even get to him.
Yeah. No, just the glass.
Because the glass.
Yeah.
And again, it's just, it says so much, doesn't it? It just says so much. He can't get to him. He can't hold him. He can't say goodbye. This man dies in front of him. It's incredibly powerful.
And also he says, how do you like my solution about, he did that test where he's a cadet. He said, how do you like my solution? Because he thought he was doing his
Kobayashi.
Yeah. Because he never took it himself.
It's incredible, guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's still so poignant. And you're watching, it's still silent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing else is needed apart from the performance. Superb. They could have drowned the score on it.
And the bit where sorry, you go first.
No, it's fine. Go on.
The bit where he slows go down together, because he's losing the ability to stand up, and Kirk does the same thing. And when he dies, he goes no, and then he turns his head and looks at the crew, and then Spock, he pans in where Spock is, and his head's turned there where he's died. It's an amazing shot, that powerful shot.
What were we going to say, Paul?
I was going to say the thing that does tickle me a little bit, where that's beautiful, but then you see his coffin, and then just to prove that Scotty's Scottish, he played the bagpipes.
Yeah,
we always play. We all play the bagpipes in Scotland. We eat haggis. We wear kilts all the time.
I still don't understand that bit. It doesn't tie in with Spock at all. I don't understand.
No, but that was Scotty's contribution. Scotty saying goodbye to his friend. And it's funny you mention Paul, because actually to me, I can make it all the way through the actual death scene, and I'm fine. But it's this scene here where they're all standing there and the torpedo launches, and you've got Scotty playing Amazing Grace. No matter what happens, tear in my eye.
Yeah.
Tear in my eye. And the problem is, and again, as you mentioned, up here in Scotland, it's either that or Highland Cathedral. And whenever somebody plays Amazing Grace, no matter where I am, whether it's a tattoo, whether it's one of those formal events, I'm instantly taken back to that moment. And I've been to funerals where I have been emotional, and the people I've been with is like, oh my God, are you okay? And it's like, yeah, I'm fine. Can't tell them it's actually because I've just lost Spock.
Well, we play that hymn in our worship on Sunday morning sometimes, and it's a really impacting hymn, and they use it in all films since Star Trek, and they use it in sport events, and it's like part of our culture. It's really impacting words, and it works for the film as well.
Yeah. A lot of people in the chat agreeing with us here. PTA, though, was saying to us, I never believed he was dead. They could have had him waking up in the shower like Bobby Ewing. The brilliant thing about this is anything could happen, as we get to see in the next film. Anything can happen. It just means you have to be a little bit creative. And thank God back in the day, they were. And they actually thought about it rather than just some slapdash nonsense. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. Yeah, a classic line. Classic line. Matthew Pounds is with us saying to us, Nemesis totally ripped this film off. Well, we'll come to that eventually because I can't remember it, to be quite honest. The walk into the wall, says Bill Lowry, could so easily have been played for laughs, but my God, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God it wasn't,
Yeah, well, but it just showed, Andy, that Nimoy's talent there of showing that this man was wrecked. It was gone. The body was a husk. It was dying.
But GT, you said earlier that the when Spock does the captain's log bit at the end, or the bit at the end bit, I think that actually works really well because it's very powerful when he does it at the end. And that I think that I get more tearful at that point, Lee, because that is really quite moving at the end when he does the to boldly go where no man's going first of all. That kind of stuff. It's wonderful, really good.
Domgo is saying to us the scene that gets me as the realization hits, and it's probably because that realization did really settle in when I first saw it all those years ago in 1982. Of my friend, I can only say this: of all the souls I have ever encountered in my travels, his was the most human.
Yeah.
And again, the goosebumps. I'm getting the goosebumps now. Shatner's delivery, superb.
Yeah.
You know, there's Kirk not allowing that to be seen. He's not going there.
Yeah.
He's not going to break down in front of all these people. But that little beautiful twinge in his voice, so beautifully done, very human, and encapsulates for me the entire relationship between Kirk and Spock in that one line.
Yeah. But the ending scene that they put in for the theatrical release, with what was originally not in the test audience, where you see the torpedo go to the Genesis planet, they just ran out of money for the film. ILM did it as a favor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the voiceover was added on at the end because they didn't have that. I didn't have that in the original test audience.
Everybody in the chat with us is also, you know, the same as us when it comes to this bit. It gets all, you know, you don't have to be a Star Trek fan because the legend of Kirk and Spock is out there for the entire world. So as again, it's one of these beautiful things about any newbie coming to the Wrath of Khan and seeing this, because you know this legend of these two amazing characters, that ending is gonna get you. It's gonna get you. You know, you can't avoid it. It's incredible. We've also got here Matthew Pounder saying to us, Shatner's voice breaking when he says human gets me. Me too.
Yeah.
The PVFS, the kilt's always been part of Scotty's dress uniform. He goes full cultural on it. We've got also this one here where Funky says, well, the bagpipes still exist in the 23rd century. God help us.
They're nice far away, I have to say.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dalek Shalom's comment that Murray Gold in Doctor Who would have crescending symphonies all over those scenes. He wouldn't. Yeah, a lot of people would have made the mistake of thinking it needs an underscore. It doesn't. And the wonderful thing is that James Horner proves that by just leaving it, leaving it alone, and it comes in later on, doesn't it? Real Geriatric is saying that every time he hears the bagpipes, he starts crying. Wuss.
Wow.
Well, he doesn't like bagpipes, clearly. That's what it is.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, Jay. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. There were times years ago when I lived in London, and occasionally in parts of London, there would be a piper, and it would just do something. You'd just be like, oh, no. Yeah, there was something about it. It might have been the Spock effect. I don't know. Cool and Dry. I was 12 years old and a wreck. A few months later, the Fourth Doctor regenerated on US TV. Time, didn't he? I saw the film with my dad, says Marie UK, and he quickly dropped a spoiler and said there was another film where Spock returns. Is that?
What?
Oh,
want me to talk about that for the next time?
We might have to. John Mason is saying, yes, it's a great scene, JT. The music, says PVFS, the music where Khan has activated the Genesis device surprised me when I heard the soundtrack. I'd always thought it was a sound effect, but it's actually musical. Yeah, that's the brilliant thing. Music can sound like a sound effect, can't it?
Yeah.
But the makeup of Khan after, when the whole island gets completely nearly destroyed, the makeup, that looks amazing. The bear makeup.
It's great to see you all here, and thank you for all these comments as we talk about this. But yeah, that ending. Actually, you would think the film ends there, wouldn't you? But it doesn't. You get all this bit at the end of it, where as we said there, Kirk and David are united.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful scene. You've got the bit where they're on the bridge, which is summing up, as you mentioned earlier in the film, where Kirk changes.
Yeah.
He starts to change again, which is just as well. Because it's not over. It's absolutely not over. And that's what we're going to be proving on our next Star Trek review, which of course is Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. We are
no spoilers, but do they find him? I'm wondering. Do they find him?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
He's fallen on the back of the sofa or something. I don't know. Yeah.
That is going to be coming up for you here on Who's Views. It's that time now, actually, where we're going to be asking you for your scores out of 10 for the Wrath of Khan. You can start putting them into the chat now. Out of 10, what are you going to give this film? As we do, scores on the tricorder. Yes, so keep an eye out, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. You've rung that bell because Star Trek 3, our review of Star Trek 3, will be with you in March. So stay with us. Matthew Pound is saying, it was a fruitless search. All right, then. Thank you for starting to put your chats, your scores in there. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start with Lex. Your score on the tricorder out of 10, please, for The Wrath of Khan.
Epic, emotional, impact, fantastic movie, 10 out of 10.
Superb, wonderful. Paul, what are you going to give this?
Now, I did a bit of research before I came on about the director of this movie, and I found out he directed another film I adore called Time After Time with David Warner and Malcolm McDowell. Great movie, but I digress. But this film is as I said, this is more like it. I love this film. It's fantastic. Some great, as you said, some great emotion in it. It's an epic film. Some great humor in it, and the ending is absolutely superb. Even though he might be coming back, but so 10 out of 10 for me is superb. Absolutely superb.
Is he coming back?
I don't know.
I don't know. We've got to go and search for him.
Yeah, we'll look for him first. Yeah.
On Google. On Google.
I'll Google it. It's fine. Yeah.
Lee, what are you going to give this?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, straight in there, even though it is the second best Star Trek film of all time.
I'm so intrigued now. I can't wait to see what he's going to give the best one as. I'm very. I can't wait. I'm not going to ask him. I'm going to wait till we get there. Don't forget, everybody, we're looking at all the Star Trek films, including the J.J. Abrams ones. So touch wood. Everything this year goes to plan. That'll take us right up to December. So touch wood. So make sure you stay with us. And Andy, out of 10, what are you going to give Khan?
Well, I feel like I might let the side down slightly.
Okay.
I do love the movie. As I said when we started the show, it's way better than I seem to remember it. For all the points you guys have made, but my emotional connection to this movie is not quite as strong as the rest of you. And I think that's just my history of Star Trek. It's not as strong as Doctor Who. But there's little I can take away from this movie that's not good. So I'm going to give it 9.
Oh, that's still good.
That's still good. That's still good. That's still
really good. I've said an awful lot about this film tonight, so straight to the score, 10.
I was hoping you give it 11 just to bring up Andy's score. But
Let's see what you're saying in the chat. Sadeko is giving it a 9 out of 10. Steve Andrews, thank you for your score, 7 out of 10. PTA is giving it a 5 out of 10.
What?
Wow. I can't wait, Paul, to see where you go next. He loves the motion picture, which is 5? Great. I can't wait to see where you're going to go next with 3 onwards. I'm really excited. This is what I love about this part, that we get all the scores from everybody. Funky is saying, I have a bad feeling about some other member of the crew on Star Trek 3. Oh, really? Oh, really? Interesting. Radium is saying, here it comes. It's 10 out of 10. It was the best of times. Lovely. See what you did there. John Roberts is giving this a fantastic 8.5 out of 10. Fabulous. Bill Lowry, 10 out of 10. How could it be any less? And the Real Geriatric is coming in straight in with a 9 out of 10. Far and away the best Star Trek movie. Thank you very much. Derek Hart, definitely a perfect 10 out of 10. Marie UK, 10 out of 10. And Paul, you'll be happy to know that Matthew Pounder has given it 11 out of 10.
Yay!
PVFS is saying to us that Search for Spock was the first Trek movie that you both owned. Fantastic. Okay. I don't even remember when I started getting the Star Treks. It was definitely when they came down cheap in Woolies, I tell you. Funky was saying to us as well, 10 out of 10, absolutely amazing. But hopefully I can go above that for future movies. No, it's only out of 10. What are you talking about? PT Muzak is giving it a 10 out of 10 as well. And Dalek Shalom is 8.5 out of 10 because the motion picture is 10 out of 10. And Car is inferior in every way, but it's still good though.
You can't give more than one movie 10 out of 10, can you? Those rules.
Of course you can.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah, you can give them all 10 out of 10 if you want. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
just checking. Yeah.
No, you can. Yeah. Cool and Dry is going 10. Oh, goodness me. Domgo, it's in my top 10 films of all time. It's a legendary 10 out of 10. And Steve Braddock has given it a 10 out of 10. If I could, I'd give it 100. It's the best ever Star Trek movie ever, full of epic action, pathos, mortality, superb acting, music, and the storytelling. It's a classic. Oh, that's lovely. Thanks, Stephen. Thank you. John Mason, Wrath of Khan is the yin in the motion pictures Yang. 9 out of 10. Hope it lives long and prospers. It certainly is. How many years are we now away from 40 years or something like that after it?
It was 40 years in 2022.
Exactly. Yeah.
So 44 years then. Yeah.
It's 44 yeah. They'll have to re-release it. They'll have to re-release it for the 45th, surely again. Because this thing, I think we must be all agreed, everybody in the chat. Star Trek 2, you could release it today and it would still make money at the box office.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, because it's that
might
good.
Get released again in the summer, might it? For the
I'm
60th?
sure. Well, yeah. They, to be honest, I
think
I
Voyage
love
Home's due out this year.
You what, Blake?
Voyage Home's due out this year.
Yeah, for its anniversary, isn't it? Yes, that'd be good. Hope it ties in for when we do the review. Ned and I have been to see Search for Spock, didn't we? We went to the pictures on the to see it. The nice tidied up version. It was lovely. We went to see it. And I remember saying to you at the time, it's amazing, isn't it? Some of the cinemas now have to rely on films that are 40, 50 years old because there's not much stuff that people are going to see now because it's all superheroes and people in spandex and all this.
Yeah, definitely.
It's or either that or they've lost faith in the franchise that they're going to see because of modern day sensibilities and all that crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, Count 9070 Lives is also given this a 10 out of 10. PVFS 10. Great chemistry, 10 characterization, 9.5 continuity. My nitpick 10 soundtrack, 10 Spock's death. Thank you. That's a lot of 10s. Yeah. Bill Harry saying to us that he bought the 50th anniversary steelbook set of all the Star Trek movies. I believe that's worth something now, isn't it?
Wow.
I think it's worth something now, so that's lovely to have. And Funky, I already have my scores for the 10 movies ready, but one score depends on if it's on a Tuesday. Oh, really? Okay. I'm intrigued by that. That's really great. Yes, so thank you for that. Any more for any more? If you've got any more, put them into the chat now. I just say thank you to the panel here. Thank you very much to Lex, to Paul, to Lee, and to Andy for coming on for a rather, I thought that was a rather nice chat about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And
something good.
Yes, something good.
Yeah.
Even though it's 44 years old. Yeah. Yes, it's absolutely fantastic. But it doesn't look it in my eyes. Doesn't look at all.
No.
So yes, join us next time on Whose Views as we go on the search for Spock, part 2 of what is in effect a trilogy for the Star Trek movies. Although I don't think at the time I realized, did any of you? Let's find out next time. To the panel, thank you. To everybody in the chat, great to see you as ever. Stephen Braddock is saying to us all, a Star-trastic show. Thank you. And John also saying, great show again, chaps. Cheers. Thank you so much, everybody. It's great to see you all as ever. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. From myself and the team, thanks for joining us. We will see you very soon. Ta-ra, everybody. Take care.
Goodbye.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.